All right. I got to tweet this out. Wow. Another crazy night in the NBA.
What happened?
Joel Embiid hits the game winner, the dagger in overtime. I don't know how he got so open. We're going to talk about that later. We got Boston up 2-0. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant got outplayed by Peyton Pritchard and Grant Williams.
Jesus Christ.
We got Pascal
Christ
Siakam,
almighty.
0-0 in the second half, completely vanished. But also, the Bulls are back. That's Amin Elhassan. That's Zach Harper, co-host of the Cinephobe podcast. Now,
what's Cinephobe?
Yeah, Amin, what is Cinephobe?
I hate this. I created a monster.
You invented it. You invented the whole spiel.
Cinephobe is a podcast where we watch movies that are poorly rated on Rotten Tomatoes and try to ascertain whether they're actually poorly rated or maybe they need a better shape. It's Cinephobe, produced by Anthony Mays, where we get podcasts.
On Meadowlark.
Oh, on Meadowlark, on the Le Batard and Friends feed, yes.
This is a new addition to the new addition to your spiel there.
It's 9:30. Why are you so tired?
It's a long ass day, dude. It's been a long ass day. Also, latest episode, Bangkok Dangerous, out now.
Also, voter transparency, basketball Illuminati. Say it 3 times. Basketball Illuminati, basketball Illuminati, basketball Illuminati. Say it 3 times. Keep your third eye open. Go check that out. And also, friend of the program, Mo Dakhil. He is like the X's and O's guru. You can find him on Twitter at Mo Dakhil, DAKHIL_NBA. And he also on Twitch show after these NBA play games. He's 8 years, almost a decade video coordinator under Greg Popovich and Doc Rivers. You might have heard of them. It's great to have you, Mo.
Oh, it's always happy to be here with all you guys. It's always fun.
So where do we want to begin here? Boston? We want to talk Boston first?
Yeah, let's talk Boston.
KD 0 for 10 in the second half. He had a bucket to go up 17 with about 2 minutes left in the second quarter. It was the last time he scored a basket in that game. Kyrie Irving didn't do much better. I mean, it's up 2-0, Boston going back to Brooklyn. But Kyrie's comments after the game kind of feels like he's already resigned to the fact that Boston's going to win this thing.
Well, I mean, it's his fault. When you kind of look at the way the whole season played out, you put it on him in the sense of he had the opportunity to go get a shot and be able to play. Because when you watch the way the Nets play on offense, those two guys don't look like they know what they're doing when they're on the court together, how to play with each other, how to incorporate each other. A lot of his turn, your turn, my turn, all of these types of things that are going on there. It's just nasty. When you watch what that offense looked like in the second half, it was terrible. And here's a big number for you, Tom.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Treachery.
Coming in hot.
Whoa.
They had 13 transition points in the first half. The Brooklyn Nets had 0 in the second half. Right? Like they couldn't get anything easy, nothing going along with it. They just struggled and fell apart.
I got a big number for you, Tom. 0. That's the number of times KD wanted the ball in the fourth quarter. He did not look like he wanted to go at that defense. They have been bullies to him. They have been physical. They are all over him. And it looked like just towards the end of that game. Sorry, Stugotz that one. He just didn't want it. Like I think Kyrie got some good shots, but KD just didn't seem to like be in that killer mode that we're used to seeing him in. And it just felt like he was out there. He's not comfortable dribbling the basketball. He's not comfortable attacking. They're swarming every time he puts the ball on the floor. And he just kind of looked like, not that he quit, but it just looked like he didn't really want the ball unless he was getting to the free throw line.
He looked exhausted. Like he was fighting for every shot that he took in the first half. And they switch on him and they're throwing multiple bodies at him. he looked exhausted, and a lot has been made about his minutes in the second half of the season. And Steve Nash is going 40, 42, 43, 44 minutes every night for KD, and it's starting to look like it's catching up to him.
Yeah, and then they don't have. It's not a whole lot of depth, even though Seth Curry played a lot better tonight than he did in Game 1 and in the play-in tournament. But they don't have a lot of depth. They don't have a lot of creation for him. Think about it, he doesn't get easy opportunities. Forget about easy shots. He catches and he's going up against set defenses. There's nothing on the move for him. There's nothing by way of, even Coach Van Gundy mentioned it on the broadcast. Like, these supporting casts aren't doing anything for their star players in terms of off-ball movement. Everyone just stands there and watches. So it's literally, you know what it looks like? It looks like he's back in Oklahoma City. That's what it looked like.
Oh, the good time. Made a finals there, made a conference
should they
finals.
get Russ? Should they be a Russ landing spot?
No, for Kyrie.
The band back together.
Teaming up in LA.
Mandate's gone now here. Yeah, we're good.
Yo, Danny, pull up this shot chart from KD. Heralibus Vulgaris tweeted this out earlier. This is his shot chart there. Like that's all mid-range Jays. He wasn't getting to the rack and he wasn't taking threes. It just seemed like he was living in the place that Boston wanted him to be at, is away from the basket, not getting to the rim. And it's just so odd to me. Like, we talk about Kevin Durant as being one of the best scorers of all time. He doesn't really like to take threes. For as good as he shoots from downtown and he can get any shot he wants, he doesn't really like to take threes.
I mean, it's not even that. We got to give credit to the defense too. Like, Jason Tatum was amazing on him. I thought he did a good job staying with him the whole way. Every time he was driving and going into his pull-ups, he was right there. All the hounding. We know Amin touched on it with Boston kind of doubling him and things like that. But Tatum blocked his shot for the second game in a row. Like, this is a shot that, for the most part, except for Giannis, you would probably think nobody else can get to. And he's getting to it with ease 2 different times and contesting every time over it.
Do you think Kevin Durant is like looking at Bruce Brown right now, just like, you motherfucker, you fucking motherfucker, you?
You know what's funny about the whole like KD getting his jump shot blocked is I remember this must have been like 10 years ago, and someone made a big deal about like, oh, Dirk Nowitzki got his shot blocked by, it might have been even like Anthony Davis, like early on in his career. It was like, no one ever blocks that. And I just went like, oh, I'm gonna go look it up. And like literally a month prior, David West had blocked one of his jumpers. And I was like, okay, well, maybe not nobody. Maybe this guy who can't jump, like has long arms but can't jump.
Don't fact check me, please. How about that?
But you're right. I think the timing though, like Tatum has KD's timing down like completely on that jumper, because even the ones that he's not blocking, he's all over it and contesting it. And that's a very, that's a lot of film work. That's a lot of like just paying attention to what those tendencies are. And I think that KD is rushing things a little bit, and it's causing him to be off balance.
Yeah, when I checked Twitter like a few minutes ago, there was a Magic Johnson tweet that came out. It was an all-timer from Magic. Said, I'm going to pull this up here. Magic Johnson, from the top rope, he says, hot take, Kevin Durant had another poor shooting night, and if the Nets are going to win, he's going to have to play like the superstar he is.
It's a hot take.
That's
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I mean,
yeah.
He's always right. He bats 1,000, Magic. It's incredible.
I think what they've got to do is like what Amin's talking about. There's got to be off-ball stuff. And maybe part of the problem is Kyrie's not really a point guard, right? He's a scorer. And so maybe that means you got to play Goran more to get the ball moving, even though Goran's kind of a scorer, or what it mean?
Or Ben Simmons.
Oh! Yeah. Is that Ben's music?
That's the Ben bell.
Oh my God. Is that Ben Simmons? Oh my God. He's trying to come back for game 4, but can someone please tell Steve Nash this? Well, for the second time this year.
I love this. I love that Steve Nash is so in the dark about his own players.
No.
James Harden will not be traded. I promise you that. Not going to be traded. Hasn't heard anything like that.
He doesn't have to tell us the truth. Ever.
Is he like,
I don't know why anybody would ever tell us the truth in a press conference.
No, but I honestly think he's more like Stugotz and doesn't know how to work the Slack. I think it's the Nets Slack where the conversations are being had, and he just doesn't know how to get into it.
Yeah. I like that idea. I love the idea of like LaMarcus Aldridge trying to navigate this Slack. It would be like Amin trying to do it. Like Amin has no idea how to use Slack, even though it's the easiest thing in the world. And like I feel like LMA is just right there with him.
LMAO.
I feel like Andre Drummond's just like trying to load a GIF that won't upload.
And Blake's pissed because he's putting up a lot of great memes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo, this is gold. This is comedy gold right now. Why isn't anybody laughing? And he's the only one in there.
Do you think Goran's in there? Or is he like, I came in too late. I don't know what Slack is.
Yeah, I don't think they signed him up, right? Like that seems like an HR.
Gotta get invited, right? Don't you?
Yeah, you gotta get invited into it.
The season's gonna end, and then he's gonna get the invitation.
Right.
It's gonna be like that kind of. They're just a little bit. We were behind. Sorry, we finally got to it.
Mo, can you explain to me how switching defense from the Boston Celtics, like how can they pull this off and other teams can't? Is it just purely personnel or is it coaching? Is it all of that? Because the Celtics defense was insane in this game and just completely on a string in this one.
I mean, for starters, it's personnel. Like there's a big difference when you're switching from Marcus Smart to Jaylen Brown, and you have other teams that it's, switching from LeBron James to Russell Westbrook, right? Or whatever, that's a massive difference. That's what I used to always say about
two non-defenders switching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two defenders switching. Yeah.
But that's what I used to always say about the Warriors, right? Like the Warriors, everybody was trying to mimic the Warriors scheme. Problem was the Warriors had 5 guys that can pretty much defend 4, not Curry, but could defend almost every position. And now you have it with what the Celtics have. Pretty much got that, and it gets even better when you have Robert Williams out there, right? Because then he's even more smothering. Like Tice got taken advantage of a little bit in the first half, where KD got a 3 on him, got a couple of opportunities off of him. It's probably not there if it's Robert Williams switching onto him. So it's mainly that, and then Udoka's done a great job coaching it up and making sure that they don't kind of switch too early or open up those opportunities for slips and things like that. Like I think they've just done a great job altogether.
I also think that part of that is they never let the offensive player get below the screen line, right? Yeah. Like they don't do that. And then the Nets aren't moving the ball. They're not moving the defense from side to side. And that's, you guys know that's how you knock these defenses off. You have to move them side to side and get them scrambling, and they're just set the whole time.
Just tough to go against. And they're long. These dudes are all long dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were incredible in this one. And I like Marcus Smart, I got a lot of shit from Boston fans. Oh my God.
Ryan Scalabrine went at your ass.
Oh, Scal right at you.
But he didn't really.
Oh,
he
man.
started getting into the math of it. And
Red Mamba.
Of all the things to like come at me with, like, do your strength. You played in the NBA. Like, focus on that stuff and leave the math to the nerds like us.
I got through 40 seconds of that video and I was like, I got the gist of it.
Yo,
they
Tom said,
if
you've never done pivot tables, don't talk to me.
Yeah. Do you know what a VLOOKUP is, bro?
What's your Excel score rating?
Yeah. But like when I watch the Celtics play, so much of their scheme is just team defense. It's like their defense, the switching and the communication. And you can say, like, Boston fans have been in my mentions nonstop being like, he's the QB of this defense. He's the bulldog of this defense. And like, yeah, but like so many times of this game, watching this game, it's the collective unit is the reason why they are so good at defense. And Marcus Smart, great defender. I'm not taking that away from him, but this is as good of a defense team-wise that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, no, lean into this. If anything, say that he's being bailed out by the rest of this defense. Like, you got to lean it. There's no, at this point, you just got to go after him and start talking about how Derek White's better, how Peyton Pritchard was moving his feet like you've never seen before. Well, you never have seen it before, but like he was actually doing it.
Tom, can you get Metallark to get you your own robe? And let's just go at a combative defensive player of the year, like a fake defensive player of the year award or something like that robe. Can we get something like that for you?
Yeah, the robe here from did you guys notice the Y had fallen off or something like that? It just ended up as Depot, like Victor Oladipo.
Because he's just the defensive player of. Like whatever, year, month, decade,
day,
doesn't matter.
He's
hour.
like, I'm not
I mean,
here.
Yeah.
This
He
is the
doesn't need that
century,
why.
bro. Put a
Yeah.
C on that. Like forever. Infinity. DPOI. Come on.
Boy.
Throwback.
Cue the music. Do we want to talk about some other games? You know, we gave these assholes 15 minutes of our lives. Let's talk about some other games.
Whoa.
Wow. Well, can we do one thing before we move on? Marcus Smart.
What's
I
that?
want to hear because we have the Cinephobe cast here in Zach and Amin. We also have the NBA guru himself, Mo Dakhil. I was curious if you guys wanted to come up with a list, our top 5 NBA actors in terms of embellishing flopping, like the best floppers in NBA history. Mo, do you have a top
NBA
5
history?
or candidates?
I have a top 5. I actually prepared and have written down my list, much like
one told me.
Stugotz. So
one
I have a
told
little
me.
bit of a list here ready to go.
No one told Zach he was going to be on, by the way.
Tom texted me
Juju-
while we were recording Cinephobe. He's like, "Hey, Juju said that you're going to be on. Like, can you do it?" I was like, "I guess so." Like,
Did you just put Zach's name in the
Yeah.
tweet? So why the fuck not?
yeah. He's like, he's not doing shit. I know he's at
Juju's
home
the
not
best.
doing anything.
The best guest booker we have at Meadowlark. He just puts people's names in tweets and hopes they show
That's
up.
smart.
It's fantastic. It's brilliant.
Rolls with it.
When does Chris Rock get on? Is it later?
Yeah, that's a surprise guest.
I'm sorry, I ruined the
how
surprise.
many people tuned in? Like, where's Chris Rock? Like
90%, no doubt.
Well,
90% of the people.
Well, I sent the
the
original
numbers.
tweet to somebody else, one of my friends, and her response was, "You guys you're gonna be on with Chris Rock?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Sorry to
maybe."
let you down.
He's the only one I trust to break down Bucks basketball.
yes.
Danny, I don't think we have the fanfare sound, but Mo,
Oh.
let's hear number 5.
Number 5, Reggie Miller.
Oh, good one.
I thank you. That's the sound I want. That's the
I
sound
have
want.
I have like this. I have this dust thing, so I can just I can do one of those if you want.
And I got my guitar over here somewhere. I
Yeah.
could probably do a little tune.
Each with- New sound for each one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So slide whistle for Amin.
Number 4 is Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking kazoo. It just makes you the James Dolan of this.
Number 3.
Manu Ginobili.
That's a good one. Manu Ginobili. I thought he would be top 2, but I'm curious to hear your top 2 here.
Well, number 2 is Christmas. Okay, there we go.
Mostly Vlade.
Yes. And number 1 is Vlade.
It's got to be.
Zach.
Wow. Okay.
Zach, you got to make the noise. It's your turn. Sounded like you farted,
I know
Sounds
this is
deadly.
like the
especially because you lifted one side up.
Well, no,
like,
I got it.
Yeah.
Attention.
For those listening to the pod, Amin is pointing out that Zach was leaning in his chair as he made the fart sound, and it was very, very clear
Mhm.
that was not some sort of spray gun.
There's
there.
nothing in here.
No.
No, just fart
Vlade at
sound.
number 1. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
I
Chris
think that
Paul.
list is completely wrong.
I wrote one time in a column that Chris Paul flops more often in Hollywood than an Adam Sandler movie.
Ooh.
In a column at
They don't
ESPN.
flop. Here's
Keep in
the
mind-
problem.
That's the thing. They don't.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
They don't flop, Tom. I'm losing hair over this. They make insane amounts of money,
Yeah.
which is what, and he gets lazier and lazier as time goes by. It's almost like he's daring people to not watch his movies, and yet,
Welcome to Cinephobe.
oh my god,
Sandler month is coming.
Sandman month.
Sandman month.
Was there like a
Oh.
run in like 2012, 2013, 14 that he had a real dry spell in Hollywood, or
Never.
he's just always putting out blockbusters?
Dude, he's
Yeah.
always, no matter what, like a dry spell as far as like, oh my god, this is horseshit. This isn't even a movie, even by his standards. Yes, but it all made bank.
They all make money. Yeah.
He's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. Any honorable mentions there that you were thinking about? Pat Beverly, Marcus Smart in there.
Those guys, Kyle Lowry's definitely right up there.
Have you guys ever gotten a DM from a player who didn't like a criticism that you made? Because Chris
About them
Paul
flopping?
wrote that, he DM'd me and said, "Oh, you think I flop now, huh?" And I was like, I mean, it's a skill. It's like
No, hey, Chris Paul was hitting you with the Et-tu boot.
Deke on Deke crime there.
Et-tu, Brute Cologne.
That's man.
Brute by Fabergé. Who's
I
the
think
by the way?
I think Mo is missing a glaring person here. Who's one of the best offensive floppers I've ever seen, and it's Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin was an all-time flopper.
Good
on
one.
offense.
You're right. That's a good one.
Yeah, he could draw fouls. He embellished contact. He would be in my top 5.
Yeah, H Core with the comment. Steve Martin is a prop comic. Thanks, Amin.
What'd I do?
I thought that was your thing. Were you not the one who said that Steve Martin was or did I just pull a Jerry Sloan moment?
Did you just?
I just attributed you to something.
Do you smell toast or?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Cut that.
All right. So also Philly, Toronto. We had Joel Embiid with the
thank
game
God.
winner, the 3-pointer. Are we able to get the video here, Danny? Because this
inside near the arc. Green may angles up toward the rim. It gives Embiid. He'll turn. Got off the shot and hit it. Oh my! He's gonna count the bucket. But review. Embiid a catch, a turn, a shot, and a score.
Wow.
Man.
The way they just cut the sound, just got everyone shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
They're watching Embiid.
not since Kevin Gogan, maybe one of the best pulling guards I've ever seen in the 90s and 2000s. Have I seen someone block like Tobias Harris there? Tobias Harris laid out Joel's guy and left him wide open.
Karl Malone did the same shit in 1997 for John Stockton against the Rockets.
Yep.
Right.
Same kind of shit.
But
why
for the
is
love
Fred
of-
VanVleet under the basket? Why do we
Yes!
have a 5-footer under the basket? Like, what's the point?
No. Even one step further, because before the start of that play, Fred VanVleet was defending the inbounder. He was guarding Danny Green. They take him off the ball, and it's the easiest pass for Danny Green to make, right? Like, just anybody that coaches basketball, high school coaches, college coaches, international coaches, NBA coaches, please listen to me. Always put somebody on the inbounder. Put 2 if you want, but never leave it open.
Put
Just 'cause it's
2.
such an
No,
easy
don't
pass.
put 2.
No,
Don't
whatever.
put
Don't
two.
listen to Mo,
That's-
no.
Make it a hard
that's,
pass.
no,
I'd rather you have 2 on there than you have none on there.
No.
Zach, I saw a game when a team needed to force a turnover. They put 2 7-footers in the game on the
Wow.
inbounder. That dude had no
Wow.
chance to
Did
inbound the
it
ball. He
work?
just threw
Did
up
it
in the
work?
air. It was a
You
steal.
left the punchline there. Did it actually work? I mean,
It did. No, it did. It did.
Was this an NBA game?
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
You sound like- that sounded like a lie, like an absolute lie.
Yeah, why not?
I
No,
am
but
shy
most
lying.
More importantly, though, you got to put somebody on the
Shine
inbound.
line.
We've learned this. We've learned this all the way from 92, Duke, Kentucky, right? You always put somebody on the inbounder. If you allow it to be an easy pass, even at the start of that play, at the very start of the clip, you just see the angle that they have with the camera angle. You can just see Danny Green's got a straight shot to the sideline. If anybody gets to the sideline, he's at the very least going to complete the pass. So, I mean, that's just a bad mistake from Nurse.
Or if you're not going to put someone on the inbounder, if Fred VanVleet is going to be roaming, just say you also stick to Joel Embiid. We know that's where they want to go with the ball. Make somebody else make the shot.
Harden's
Also,
already fouled out. It's not going to go to him.
Right.
Also, Precious Achua, maybe burn a calorie. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, just have to throw that out there. That was a fucking home run trot. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
I ain't going that way. Like, Fred's got it. I'm like, what are you doing?
But the other issue was on that screen, you have Trent. I think Achua's thinking they're switching, but Trent's going with I think it was Harris going over the top. That's the issue there too. Like Trent needs to pop out.
Mhm.
And like you guys said, of all the guys to leave open, don't leave Embiid.
Yeah.
Like,
How did he get
And
so
he was-
open?
He was hitting
God.
crazy shots in that game too. Like he was so clutch in that game. He was unbelievable. I know he's like one of the best fourth quarter scorers in the league this season, but like he was on another level in that, and especially once Harden fouls out, like okay, maybe they'll get the ball to Maxey or maybe they'll get the ball to Harris, but like there you go. If they beat you, let them have it. Don't let Joel get the ball. It's that simple.
He was so open in there. And I love the switch sound. Is that someone's alleging that they actually pipe in the switch sound? And I know this is basketball Illuminati type stuff, but
Tim Cato just wrote about this.
what is it?
There's a mic.
What's this?
There's a mic in the rim.
There's a mic in the rim, but if you read on The Athletic, subscribe to The Athletic, Tim Cato, who covers the Mavericks, just did this big feature on the guy who is, at least in Dallas, who is supposed to like put that sound in even greater. Even that's why it's so much louder in Dallas than it is everywhere else, because there's a guy specifically that is his job to put that sound in.
But is he pumping the volume up or is he ADRing? He's
I believe-
ADRing.
really
I believe it's
high?
both. I believe it's both because
Because-
you're not hearing players on that mic as much, right? Like
So
there
I'ma
is
tell you
an
this.
amplification when it.
I've played pickup ball on the main floor on a game day.
Wow.
Where-
red flags.
where the-
okay.
Where they turn
Jeez.
the mic on and all of a sudden someone hits a shot and then we hear this loud ass like throughout this cavernous empty arena. So I know that there's a mic there that does that. Now if you're telling me like he's up in the volume, that's one thing. If he's doing ADR, that is a strictly Dallas thing. That's not a league wide thing.
If you dunked in that game, would you be jamming Elhassan?
What was the name of the podcast that we said?
Cinephobe.
No, the one that you're gonna do is actually.
There's an inside joke unless you listen to Cinephobe, I don't know, 2 weeks from now or whenever that episode's coming out.
Future callback? Is that
future callback? Yeah, that's good
Am
marketing.
I too soon? I'm too soon.
Literally recorded that shit today.
I just thought of something. Mo. Nick Nurse doesn't put an inbounder on that play, and Embiid gets wide open. The bad communication there by the players, and Fred VanVleet is underneath the basket. It seems like they botched that play 17 different ways. Basketball Illuminati, basketball Illuminati, basketball Illuminati. Is Nick Nurse right now looking at houses in Manhattan Beach?
Ooh, good question. That's, you know what? If you wanted to throw away a series and make critical mistakes, being LeBron's coach is the perfect place to do that. And I think, that's right in line. So, you know what? Hey, anything's possible. I think I'm looking forward to the deep dive that you guys are going to do when he does become the head coach.
You guys are over.
Type in this sound.
You guys think that Doc Rivers is going to try to blow this 3-0 lead and get to LA? If you were going to get fired, wouldn't you have to blow a 3-0 lead to a hurt Raptors team?
If any coach is going to be the first to blow
It's
a
gonna be Doc,
lead,
right?
it's going to be Doc.
Like, Nick Nurse is going to go into LA and he's going to want to coach. And LeBron, we don't do this shit here. Like, I got this. Don't worry about it. Doc goes in, it's like he's going to be like, are we going to practice? And LeBron's just like, hit the links.
All
Go-
for
go-
sleep.
go-
No, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
At 11.
LeBron's going to be looking at him going like, yo, are we going to practice? Doc's already going to be on the links. What are you talking about?
No, he's got to make an appearance
done this.
before he can head right out to Bel Air and golf.
We've done this bit before, me and Zach on the radio, where Doc shows up to practice with like the visor on and the polo already tucked in.
He's got the T behind his ear.
got a 10 a.m. tea time, guys.
He's got the spikes clicking on the floor.
The best part is he's running practice and behind him is the caddy with the, he just
Rolls
swallowed
in
him
on the
up.
golf cart.
The girl with the drink cart shows up.
Yeah. Like, LeBron, you want anything? It's on me.
He's
No?
got-
All right.
He's got the glove on, everything.
Working on his swing mid press, 5-on-0 little hey.
He's coaching his ass off. He drew up that play. He's not playing DeAndre Jordan after signing him halfway through the season. We expected him to play him 20 minutes a night as Embiid's backup, but no, he hasn't even played in this series.
I mean,
We're going with Paul Reed.
He had the hustle play of the night, sprinting up the half court to get the timeout before, Embiid gets the ball poked away. It's like, oh wow, this is
he hasn't moved like that since Atlanta. Like that's
no, he needs to ice down right now. He's probably like Embiid was probably going to the trainer going like, yo, I need a massage. And he's like, nah, man, Doc's got to go first. He hustled.
What is the thing, Mo? What is the thing that Doc Rivers does best as a head coach, as someone who's been around him for as long as you have?
I think what he does is he does a good job. He's underrated as an X's and O's offensively as a coach. Like he does a good job with that stuff and things like that. But he kind of has a good knack of knowing when to get the players going. Like just when you look at the way Tobias Harris's career has gone, his best years have come under Doc Rivers. And I think Doc has that ability to touch on guys. Now, here's the thing. It does run out after a while, right? Like at a certain point, some of the guys kind of catch on a little bit. It's okay. The same tricks and things like that. So eventually it sort of runs out on him and he needs to go find a new team or trade the whole team and get a new squad coming in. But I think those are the things with Doc, but he has a good job. I don't think he gets enough credit a lot for the X's and O's itself as a offensive guy on the NBA sidelines.
That was a very diplomatic answer. That was very good, Mo.
He
What
fired.
do you
Mo.
really want to say? He doesn't have a
He fired.
strike?
He fired Mo.
He fired me. What do you really want me to say,
That's
Tom?
the most.
What do you want me to say, Tom?
Yeah,
It was a layup. Sorry.
he had 1 year with Mo. I was like, fuck out of here.
How did that go down? Was it? Did you find out on Twitter, Mo?
No, thankfully, I'm not important enough for Woj to feel like he needs to leak
Chris
that. I'm
Haynes
sure
tweeted out
Woj
as he
knew
was
before.
coming up. Yeah.
I bet you Woj even saw Woj got the tweet going like, I'm not tweeting this out.
until he saw Chris Haynes tweet it, and then he's like, damn it, I knew it.
I'm pretty sure it got leaked to all of them, and they all went, who?
Major shakeup in the Clippers organization.
No. What would happen is nothing has been decided regarding Mo Dakhil yet. They're still working things out, and
Yeah.
I'm told that there are no final
decision has been made.
Meanwhile, Mo is furiously typing up on Video Coordinators Tribune, just trying to get his piece out of why he's leaving. Why I'm going to the media. Why I started a podcast.
Why I'm going to Twitch.
True.
41 points from DeMar DeRozan.
Woo!
Man.
Zach, you don't think the Bulls are back? They tied it up against the champs. 1-1 going to Chicago.
Okay, so here's what I will say. Chris Middleton sprained MCL. Got a little news about that after the game. He left that game with the knee injury. It's a sprained MCL. I'm open to it. I still think Giannis will, Giannis things, and they'll be fine. But I'm open to the idea that this Bulls team figured it out a little bit, because they didn't, aside from that first quarter in game one, they really haven't played that bad. Like they've been actually pretty good.
They held them to 93 points in game one. They held the Bucks to 93 points. And now they don't have Chris Middleton. So it's going to come, Drew Holiday in the finals. Drew Holiday, number 2 weapon for the Milwaukee Bucks going forward. That's going to be a scary thought.
Scary hours.
Yeah.
Scary hours. I hate that.
DeMar's insane. Some of these shots he makes, and just
especially Tom, that finish he had at the end where they got a couple of offensive rebounds on that final possession, and then he drove and he finished around Giannis. Like, that's a big time play right there.
Oh, your light went out.
My light burned out. Yeah, I gotta charge it. It's too. Now I look like I'm in witness protection. This is
no, but the guy that's not getting enough credit is Caruso.
Oh my God.
His defense all game long, like he was just wreaking havoc all over the court.
He was great. Yeah,
he was phenomenal. He was something else. But as far as the Bulls, Danny, I don't know if you could throw that clip up that I just put in the private chat. The Bulls.
I get nervous whenever you're putting something in the private chat.
Just trust it. Someone who gets DMs throughout the day, it's never a good thing.
Hold on. You're the one while we're recording sent me something.
What did I send you?
Like, baby, what are we gonna have for dinner tonight? It was like from the 70s or something.
It was Snacky Tuna.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, Snacky Tuna posted that. Yeah.
Lasagna and something else. I guess we're not getting this clip up.
Yeah, Danny, is that a no?
Oh, we are. He said we are.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, he's
we
just
got to download
downloading
it.
it.
I didn't
I don't
know
think it
that
have
you-
any viruses. If it came from Amin, you better run a virus check, Danny.
No,
Get some penicillin.
not that kind of virus. No, man. I just like I'm like, this is exactly what I predicted that would happen. There was gonna be a game where DeMar DeRozan is just gonna go nuts, and the Bucks won't have any answers, and the Bulls are gonna win one, and that's about as much filibustering as I have. I kind of feel like the joke is going.
well,
No. Let's play this out as long as we can.
yeah.
And just see,
Keep going, though. I mean, you're on a roll. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Everyone's. Well, here's the thing. It's like all of these series. Well, most of these series, every team is going to go through that one little phase where maybe a little bit more
He's
competitive
got
than
it.
you
Play the
thought.
clip. He's got it. You can cut
All
it.
right,
You
here
can cut
we
the
go.
point off. Yeah.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem safe. Yeah, I'm afraid I might. Wow. Thanks, Spider-Man.
Everybody gets one. Tell him, Peter.
Apparently everybody gets one.
Bingo.
I don't even remember what you were referencing. Why did that come up?
It was Caruso. Oh, no, wait,
Everybody
no,
gets
it was,
one.
It was DeMar DeRozan.
Every-
Everyone gets one
everybody
game of
gets
DeMar
one.
DeRozan
Okay.
going up.
Worth
Everybody
it.
gets one. Tell
Yeah.
him, Peter. Yeah. I thought I didn't know. I thought it was kind of we could stream it. But point being though, that's their one game. That's the one. In the same way the Pelicans got their one game. Their one Brandon Ingram game
I don't
where he
know.
was phenomenal.
Wow.
You think you're gonna
Yeah, but
both
Devin
of those-
Booker,
I don't
I mean,
know.
Booker's out. Now you got Middleton out. Like, it's going to be interesting.
no Booker,
Bobby
no
Portis.
Booker. They're not going to win. Like the Pelicans are not going to win another game.
Whoa.
Listen to me.
Congratulations on
Whoa,
Pelicans on
this
the
is not
2022
backfired before,
championship.
man.
Here we go. Here we go.
Never
Did
backfired.
you not learn?
Make a Zion fat joke and then punch it home.
They're not going to lose. Let's get some sausage figures out there. Yeah.
I told Zach I was on the radio yesterday. We were talking about the Pelicans, and I made a bunch of Zion jokes. And then my co-host Evan Cohen tried to like move on. He's like, "Yeah, but you're forgetting about the biggest thing." I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure I covered the biggest thing." and then Evan laughs and he says, "No, I gotta admit, because now I got some egg on my face." I said, "Don't say
Don't
egg
say
on
it.
your face," because he's gonna say egg. I had to dude. You know the scariest thing? Sunday night, I went to the Suns Pelicans game, and because sundown happened in the middle of the game, like basically at halftime, I had to like keep food like in the to-go box from the media dining and then go down early and start eating. And so I was sitting there eating, and I looked through the door, out the doorway to the tunnel as the players are walking by, going back to the locker room. And I saw Zion, and he stopped for a second and like sniffed in the air, and his ears twitched. And I kind of just like, I didn't know what to do. I said, shoo. yeah. And then he just kept walking into the locker room.
I thought you were going to say he had like a bag of potato chips and a Mountain Dew in his hand.
No, I thought about having a bag of potatoes and just throwing it out the room. They go kind of scurry, chase after it.
You think to help him find his way, they kind of lead like breadcrumbs, right? And sort of just
not
Just
breadcrumbs.
loves of bread.
not any bread. Those Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Oh, those are
Oh,
so
those
good,
are
though.
so
Those are
good.
so-
Yeah. I shouldn't say it too loud. Zion might hear.
his ears might start twitching again.
You know what sucks is that I was trying to combat all of Amin Zion jokes with Luka jokes this year back in December when Luka was fat, and then Luka had the gall to get into shape and become like an MVP type player, and it really just messed up the whole shtick. Because now I have no comeback. I just tell Amin to stop, and then 4 jokes in, I start making them, and then it's just us making fat jokes about a player on NBA radio.
Hold on. This is what Zach does. Zach will preempt me and make his own jokes and then claim he's trying to eight.
I'm 8 Mile.
Eight Mile it. I'm like, no, but you're not Zion though. You're just someone else
I'm
making
just
Zion.
making other fat jokes. I don't really understand the logic.
Wait, let's play this out. Who would be the next one after Luka? Is it Kyle Lowry, Harden? I'm trying to think of other guys who are
Harden,
Harden.
sure.
Yeah.
I think like
Harden
Kyle
might even-
Lowry.
Probably should be
'Cause
before
Kyle-
Luka even.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Who are the guys that look like they just cracked? Oh, Andre Drummond got a little.
Drummond got
He's-
big, yeah. Drummond got
He's
big.
husky. He's definitely going in the husky section.
Yeah.
Don't say bone because then he's gonna think chicken bone, neck bone,
Bone
what?
marrow?
Turkey bone. Some good ass bone. You could make soup with this.
You got a stew going.
You guys think the Pelicans are gonna win a game? You guys
Yeah.
you think that's gonna happen? Yeah.
No
Yeah,
Booker
Devin
for
Booker's
3 and
out.
4? Yeah.
Let's say no Booker for the rest of the first round.
Ooh.
Because our friend Jeff Stotts published his findings, his research, which is that the average time missed for hamstring injuries this year was 12 days with a median of 8.5. And he said that is right in line with the last 5 82-game seasons that have had hamstring injuries. It's the same thing. Now that number includes Booker missing like 19 days early this year with his other hamstring strain. But let's assume Booker's not coming back for the first round. I don't think the Pelicans win another game. It took a miracle effort from them to win that one.
No, I don't think that was a miracle. Like,
Well, first of all, Devin Booker had 31 at halftime.
Yeah, but
Okay,
he
so
does
that's
that.
gone. That's gone.
yeah. So
So
subtract
you got
31
that.
points from their total. Now they're down 40.
Then we talked about Ben Simmons' music earlier in the show. What about Zion's music coming in?
Zion's music.
Extend the series
That's an
enough.
ice cream
You get
truck.
Zion to come back. You get
Bro,
Scott
this is
Foster for
This
game
is Zion's
7.
music. Zion's music. Is, come and get it. Din, din.
I ate Mildon with the ice cream truck, but it didn't take.
No.
Here's a problem, Mo, like with the matchup though, and granted, like Phoenix is still the better team even without Booker, but they can't really do what they want to do in the pick and roll right now because defensively against the Pelicans, because Valanciunas is so big that if he sets the screen on the ball defender, DeAndre Ayton like can't really get around and be in position, and so Valanciunas has like, 50 pounds on him, 60 pounds on him. Like there is a certain seal issue, and then he's good enough offensively. Like they can't really play their pick and roll defense the way they normally want to.
They got to.
I'm sorry, there's a seal issue. There's someone to tell me.
That's not the words. That's you 3 words in. You messed it up.
My power,
My pleasure, my pain, baby.
Give me like a dictionary.
Tell me, is it healthy, babe?
I do know.
Oh boy.
When it's
My
my eyes become
the
wide.
light that you shine can't be seen.
All right, who's gonna hit the note? Who's gonna hit the
Baby,
note?
I can bring you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, I hope you choke on that thing.
I don't know what's worse.
Just standing up.
This is gonna
Well
be the
done,
big suit
everybody.
tomorrow, right?
50 million from DraftKings, huh?
I'm afraid your pleas for mercy have left me cold.
Well, you always go back to that one. Like
That's all he's got in the
classic.
chamber. That's all he's got in the chamber.
What
All
killed
right.
the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Get to the jump off. Hey, wait, Golden State favorites to win it all now that Milwaukee lost and Chris Middleton's out, Devin Booker's hurt. Golden State the favorite to win it all? Or is
Officially, according to Jimmy Shapiro, who emails me all the time.
Constantly.
Constantly. But according to Jimmy Shapiro, the Golden State Warriors are once again NBA title favorites. Would you guys like to posit what the odds are for Golden State?
I'm gonna say they're plus
No. Do odds.
275.
Don't do odds like 2-1 odds or whatever like that. Let's be normal. I hate that shit. Like plus 785 on the money line. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
I would say they're like,
It's a
You went
G-Dog
to
on a fly
DraftKings, you
tip.
need to learn this.
I would say they're
G-Dog
like
on a fly tip. Floss and pussy.
Don't ever take an Amin parlay, folks.
You
Don't
want to
do it.
explain the reference. You're just gonna say them that only
Yeah.
I get. Like I don't.
It's the
That's when money talks.
It's when
just
money talks.
it's Charlie Sheen being racist and
What
money
a Charlie,
talks.
but it's a great line. It's like a
It is. It's a great scene. Yeah. I would say
2 to 1. 2 to 1.
2 to 1.
almost
Okay,
almost
Zach, what do
3
you
to
got?
1. Almost 3 to 1.
Almost 3 to 1. Zach has seen the email.
I did. I just looked.
He wanted to look for it while he was talking. What are you talking? Of course, that's what he
Looked
did.
right
tried to
at it,
hide
yeah.
it. You tried to hide it with almost 3 to 1.
Yeah, almost 3 to 1.
Which is a game it
Little
away, by the
couch.
way.
Zach thought we
We
wouldn't
just-
notice this.
I was like, what the fuck happened to that email? I don't know.
An honest
Mose,
podcaster.
Mose, what's your
Justin.
I'll do
Oh,
the
my
truth.
God.
But what do you think?
I think the Warriors are now the favorites to win. I think
nice.
they have exactly the best odds,
Shout
3 to
out-
1, to win
shout
the
out to-
championship.
Shout out to H. Gore. Georgia Tech, huh? Yes, I majored in gambling, apparently. What are you, fucking high? Why would I go to university, pay money to like learn about gambling? So that Bob Bulgaris could be a skycap at the airport and then just do that shit and become way better at it than me, who went to school for like 9 million years, paying the thousands and thousands of dollars. Jesus Christ.
Dropout,
man.
baby. Had almost no student debt. It was fantastic. Now look at me. Ascertaining my ass off.
Who's
Producer Danny wants to know, who do you think plays Golden State for the finals?
well, the odds. The
I mean, if I had to
Yeah,
guess,
Zach.
if I had to
Zach's
guess,
gonna
probably.
I just can't.
I mean, I put
something's-
the Celtics at probably like 7 to 1 odds. I think to just like to win the championship. So they're probably my favorites now. Now
too
that Chris
bad.
Middleton is hurt. Now
Too
that Chris
bad.
Middleton's hurt, those odds are not updated.
No. Guess what's gonna update for you right now?
Hmm.
There you go, Brusco. Brusco's got it. And you know what I've done, ladies and gentlemen? You know what I've done? I've booked my hotel room for the NBA Finals.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Last
did
time I did
Staying
this,
at the Epic?
Last time we did this,
it worked. It hit. Last time we did this, it hit perfectly. Of course, the other thing that hit was the pandemic.
COVID-19. Yeah.
It's the Iguodala
And then
series.
And then we had the timer set to remember to cancel this hotel
Cancel.
reservation, which
May
became
tw-
very
May
needed.
29th.
Yeah.
May 29th. It's on my calendar here.
It's a special time in the Laker press room when we were doing that.
Oh wow, Mo, you were
Yeah.
there. That's right.
Yeah,
was
I was.
there.
Oh, you
I
guys
was
talking about? I
there.
booked right next to you.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I forget,
we
man.
thought Gallinari was going to the Heat. We were
Yeah.
like,
That's right. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
what a time!
Those are the days.
What
Wow.
a time! We thought they
Yeah.
pulled the ultimate okey doke.
Yeah.
But because somebody just brought up the Chris Paul curse in the chat, can we just talk about how crappy that luck is? Just it's not even him who gets hurt this time.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
we're 2 games.
Well, He's gonna get hurt also.
good point. But just like that's it. It's just, even if they say it's a mild strain, that's something that's going to hang with Booker for the rest of the playoffs. Like, you're not going to be 100% at that point. And
Yeah, it's bothered
I
him
mean,
all for like 2 years, right? He's had hamstring issues for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's been great. Like, health wise, he's been fantastic. I mean, the
How's he
Chris
doing
Paul. I mean, it'll be awful if the Pelicans win this series and Chris Paul does another,
is.
like, he's trying to get to the finals. He just gets there and then he gets bounced in the first round. Like, that would be just awful.
by
It'd
an
be
under
awful.
500 8 seed?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just that he gets
started
bounced in the
3 and
first round.
16.
An under 500 8 seed. That would be. I mean, Stugotz's head would explode.
Stugotz has already written him off. Done. In the finals last year, I did a whole essay for Metalark and just ran through the whole list of Chris Paul injuries or bad luck. And Stugotz was just like, nope, don't care. Don't care. He's a fraud.
I like
You
that.
know?
Just no. Just
Yeah.
you
No,
got
we're good,
just
we're good.
Are you guys worried
refusing.
about the Bucks? winning
I
the
am
series?
now.
Yeah.
I am.
No,
Maybe not
Middleton's a
thi-
big deal.
maybe not even in this series, but the next one for sure. But it's also like their intensity defensively and just their intensity going into the playoffs. Like, they're playing like this is regular season games. And today's game, they start out first 3 possessions with 3 turnovers after having like 20 something in game 1. Like, I have concerns now in terms of like, I thought they're going to ramp up here and start to get it going. And now with the Middleton injury and just the way they sort of been looking in this game, I'm like, damn, like this is not a promising thing. I think I got to go with Boston now, getting to at least the conference finals.
Yeah, it's probably Heat Boston, right? In the conference finals.
Wow, you guys just writing off the Bucks sans Middleton. Also,
I mean,
he's an important piece.
Yeah,
he's their closer.
Because now you got to rely more on Coach Bud to coach him up. Like, that wasn't really him last year that won that championship. That was Giannis.
Go do amazing
playing
things.
on one leg and doing the most incredible finals performance we've seen in a long time.
I love the idea that
I can't stand this.
He should be on the hot seat. I mean, why? Like, how is he not on the hot seat at this point?
Because he won the championship. He got a little bit of
last year. That's
he
how.
ended up with a
How
he
could
ended up
he
with a
not?
championship
That's
ring.
how. You win a
He
championship.
ended up with a championship ring. They should have fired him at the parade.
Are we going to have that at any point? Somebody's going to get fired after winning a championship?
100%.
They fire him after winning Coach of the Year. Might as well.
I mean, the Coach of the Year
championship.
award's a curse. Nobody should want to win that award.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting fired within 2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
Tibbs is on the hot seat starting next season. He won the Coach of the Year last year. Like, that's a problem. But is any teams going to have the guts enough to fire somebody after they win the championship?
I love the idea of like a player being cut after winning MVP. If you just think about it, like it's just
waived, just immediately,
just outright waived.
We're not putting up with you.
And OKC ends up claiming them off waivers because they got the Oakland Athletics payroll.
Stuff drives me crazy. Like with the Marcus Smart thing, Boston fans will point to what he did tonight as a reason why I'm wrong about him winning DPOY.
Lean in.
A regular season award.
Kendrick Perkins is out here. He says it's going to look extremely bad for all the people that voted Jokic for MVP. I'm just glad I made the right decision and penciled in Embiid, even if he didn't win it. He showed us that he's the real MVP. Carry the hell ...
Here's the thing.
Well,
I
also
never
said the Pelicans are going to win. By the way,
I'd never carry the hell on. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. Do you guys? Carry
I just
the
get
hell
confused.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to carry?
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
yeah. I'm up here. I don't know what to carry. Water jugs? A body? Like, what am I supposed to get? Groceries?
I mean, wouldn't the proper phrase just move on? I mean, he's taking a popular shirt. We saw the shirts, right? Carry on or whatever. Why you got to steal from that?
Well, because he did. That's why carry the hell on is his thing.
Oh,
see that? Yeah.
Oh, he added the.
And even not even
what
the
about
carry the
6
hell
minute
on.
ad?
Now he's just doing an ellipsis where it's just
Carry the hell. Just
Yep. He's leaving it. He's leaving the follow through. And
it's been a while. It's been a while since I played pickup ball.
Been a while.
Do people say carry the hell on? I don't think. Do they want to call it carry?
Hold my head up.
Did he say that?
No one says that.
I don't know. I'm asking.
This is still going, huh? Is anybody watching this at this point?
Like more people are watching now than they did like in the first
ever?
25 minutes. Yeah, it's like the high.
First 25 minutes is our best
100%.
stuff. This is the worst part of it. You hear a
Like
sing?
3 years from now, Jokic is gonna hit a shot and be like, see, that's why I voted for him in 2022 for MVP. Like, what's the expiration date on like the C tweet?
Well,
It's like,
so
come on.
one of the weirdest things was when Trae Young came in second. He got like 4 votes for Rookie of the Year, and he came back. And the next time he talked about it, he said, I just want to come back better than this in my second year because I want to prove those 4 voters were right. And it's like that's not how Rookie of the Year works at all. He's like, I want to prove those guys right. It's like
Nobody cares about those 4 voters.
And they were all probably
more to the
Atlanta
point,
writers.
You're a sophomore now. The Rookie of the Year is about rookies.
Should we be giving it for each year though? Sophomore of the year, third year of the year,
Junior,
4th year of the year, yeah.
senior.
Well, but what do you do at 5? 5th year senior, 6th year
5th
senior,
year
7th year senior? I don't
Yeah,
like that.
doctors. A lot of people
Oh,
go to college
8
for
years
7
you get
Oh, well, I mean-
doctor of the year.
I went to school for 7 years. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I went to school for 7
Did
years.
you
I could be a
graduate?
7-year senior. I did.
Oh,
Took
okay.
a long time. Really took a while. Took my time.
Was your teacher Doc Rivers?
Hey, Mo, same note too, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, baby, 1.5 semesters at San Diego State, and right on to the Oakley store.
Hey, you still got the Moakleys?
Hey, boy, you still got the Moakleys?
Last thing before we go, it's great to have Gus Johnson back. It's great to hear his voice. I mean, he was calling Drew Holiday Wesley Matthews for half the game.
All night. Oh, my God.
He was like, Giannis did an amazing move, and he's like, and that's why he's the reigning MVP. And I was like,
I mean,
I guess finals.
Finals.
Go
I mean,
finals
let's be
MVP.
fair. Let's be fair to Gus Johnson. He's been relegated to college basketball for a long fucking time.
I'm saying it's great to have him back.
Sure.
It's great to have him back. His energy is unparalleled. He's fantastic. It's just,
Caruso made a
I
play. Caruso made a play late in the game. He said, "They say he's like having a coach on the floor," and I was like, "Yeah, he's white.
No.
We know." Like this.
Yeah, like Gus Johnson's from another time, which is weird because once upon a time he was the young hip announcer, and now it's like,
Right.
oh man, you from the past, man. Speaking of which, I saw Kevin Harlan in Phoenix at game 1. Yo, he's aged, man.
oh no.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like
I mean,
it threw
he's
me
old.
off. I was like, he's an old man.
Wait, but hold on. Did he tell you that he loves the show?
No, he didn't even recognize me.
Every time he's on NBA radio with us, and he's great every time, but he's always like, "Oh, you guys are the best. I love the show." And afterwards,
That's a real
we go to
vet
break.
right there.
Yeah, we go to break, and Amin are like, "He doesn't listen, right? Like that's not a." There's no,
No
way,
way
he
he
listens.
listens. No.
No. But
That's
he
a real
sells
veteran
it.
move.
He
Yeah.
sells
Yeah.
it. He really makes me believe that he knows who we are.
Yeah, man. That's a
And you're
pro
going to bring
right
him
there.
on
That's a
again,
pro
and it's going to be great.
Yeah,
You're going to feel
it's
good
gonna be
about it
great.
because he loves
He
the
comes
show.
on all
It's
the
the
time.
opposite of Randy Foy.
Zach, Randy Foy came on, and Zach asked him like to promote his foundation.
No.
And
Well, because it was put in the show notes, like, oh, and like make sure you promote his foundation. So I just figured, like,
Yeah.
okay, that's what we're gonna do. So we had him on like 3 times in like a year or whatever. And the third time, I'm like, hey, Randy, what's going on with the foundation? And he's like, you guys always ask me about that.
Yeah. It's like, he was legit. But
Yeah,
like,
he's legit confused. Like, why do you guys always ask me about this?
Yo,
but I'll give
I got a Randy Foy story for you though. 'Cause
okay.
right towards the end of the season, we're with the Clippers. We're getting ready for playoff prep, which basically means I haven't slept for 3 days, right? Like we're trying to figure out who we're going to play, all these things, stuff like that. We're going to play. This is before, I think they didn't move from Brooklyn yet. They're still in New Jersey. And Randy was like, hey, Mo, I need a highlight tape of my stuff before we get to New Jersey. I want to show the kids or whatever for a camp or something like that. Cool. No problem. I'm like, this is great. This is going to help me out with playoff bonus because essentially that's all I really care about at that point. I knew we weren't winning a championship.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to do is get a bigger bonus. Players vote on shares, who they want to give stuff out to and things like that. I bust my ass an entire night trying to find Randy Foy highlights. Do you understand how hard it is to find Randy
Hey, man,
Foy
that,
highlights?
hold on,
in
that
general?
jumper's wet. Don't you dare.
No,
jumper's wet.
it's still not something you're going to show kids.
That's,
He's like,
wow.
we're showing this to like 8-year-olds and stuff, and they're going to be all excited about this.
Fundamentals, Mo.
No problem. I get it to them, everything like that. Bonus time comes around. I got stiffed.
Oh, Randy.
wow. All
No,
together?
just like when I found out how much everybody was giving, Randy didn't give me none. I was like, yo,
Mm.
I just crushed this for you. And
Yeah.
I killed it. Had good music to it, everything.
Send him an
Oh,
invoice.
man.
Ooh, I should.
You know what? Next time he's on NBA radio, I'll ask him where that money is.
Yeah,
Yo,
and
man.
that foundation. Why don't you
Yeah.
start a foundation for Mo? Yeah.
Feed
I was
Mo
gonna say,
Foundation would always make me happy.
at least Randy is like still excited to talk to us about.
He's
like,
super
basketball,
great. Yeah,
whatever.
he's nice about it.
We
It's just
had-
that time. Yeah.
Who was it? Who was the dude who was the Knick dude? Was it Lance Thomas? Lance Thomas
Yeah,
signed
yeah,
with
Lance
the Knicks, right? Lance Thomas had just gotten with the Knicks, and his agent begged our producer to put him on, and he was doing like a coat drive, right? Lance Thomas
Yeah.
from like New Jersey, like he's playing for the Knicks, and like we're asking all these questions, like how great is it to be back home, and da da da, and like every question I was like, oh, like you guys asking me these questions, including about his goddamn coat drive.
Right.
And I told the producer, I was like, tell him never again. Never again, because you are a fucking scrub, dude. We didn't want you on this show. You begged us to have you on our show. Like, I'm just doing this to do you a favor. You know, you're acting like I'm inconveniencing you. Man, get your bum ass up out of here.
I'd
man.
like to see the ratings from when Lance Thomas
Yeah,
was
I
on
was
before I
just gonna say,
comment
never
on what.
again.
Yeah, let's see.
Never allow him to be on our show again.
Let's see the ratings first. I mean,
Yes, the ratings were through the roof for this comatose dude. This
Comatose.
kumquat on air.
Comatose.
Somewhat.
Coke Drive.
Yeah, yeah. What?
Hey, remind the people where they can find your stuff, Mo.
You can find me on Twitter, Modakil_NBA, MODAKHIL_NBA. Find me on the Athletic Podcast Network. Sometimes I'm on there with Zach, and I write for Bleacher Report. And come check out my stuff on Twitch when I break down games. Much more organized than tonight's show.
He really is. He really is the best at that stuff on Twitter. Well, Steve Jones is probably first, but then Mo's second. You know.
Thanks, Zach.
You could even go with a 1A and 1B. You went with the 1 and 2.
No,
Yeah,
it's
he really
definitely a
went with
1-2.
your
It's
number
definitely a
two.
1-2. Yeah, that's
Look at some shit after he said that. Like, more organized.
What's the latest Cinephobe? Remind the people what the latest episode of Cinephobe is.
Bangkok Dangerous. That's right. Nick Cage is a hitman going to Bangkok for one final 4 jobs.
One last 4 jobs.
One last
Nothing-
4 jobs.
Nothing like one last 4 jobs, is there?
Yeah. And then we got one more week in Cage Month, and then we switch it up. Make sure you check that out wherever you get podcasts, especially on the Le Batard and Friends.
Did we announce?
podcast
We
feed.
didn't. We didn't announce yet, right? We did not announce
For
the-
this on air or this,
Well, I mean, just saying.
Private chat. Or...
I'm just asking. We have not announced what the 4th week of Cage Month is going to be, right?
Here's what you're gonna
no,
do.
not yet.
You're gonna say it in the kazoo.
Zach knows it. Zach knows
I
it.
caught all of it. That's actually pretty good.
Someone's
Nick
gonna
Cage
get
starring
it.
John Voight.
And Doug from The Hangover.
Oh man! Go check out
Oh, man.
Basketball Illuminati Voter
Yeah.
Transparency. Go check it out. We interviewed Don Vaden, former NBA director of officials and longtime NBA
Oh,
ref.
yeah.
He's going to explain a lot of the inside stuff behind the scenes, what it's like to be an NBA ref, trying to figure out these block charges calls, and a funny story about Mark Eaton in the playoffs. Also, check out Underdogs later this week. We're going to break down the Chris Paul versus Scott Foster vendetta. And also talk NFL draft stuff. Next week is the draft. And yeah, thanks for joining us on the NBA postgame show on Le Batard and Friends. That's it. Kazoo, take us out.
Let me say peace out like girls on Instagram do.
Oh, I thought you were flipping us the bird like Kyrie.
They always do this. I don't know
This.
what this is. Something in the.
It's the third eye, right? Or it's the second eye?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that...
Whoa.
Open that third eye up.
Don't open. No, that's
No,